We need to talk about the situation at Blizzard right now. Microsoft has laid off 650 different developers across Activision Blizzard. This is crazy. From what I'm understanding and from what I've read, it's been some from the Call of Duty side, some from the World of Warcraft, a bunch from the Overwatch side as well. From what I've seen, there's no general confirmation. There's tweets going around from developers. Some are being left up, some are being deleted for their own, protection in terms of like, not wanting to give away something, or maybe they said something they shouldn't have. But the point basically is this has been a disaster after the acquisition of Microsoft, kind of, well, acquiring Activision Blizzard. I assume that the reason for this is Microsoft believed that if they were able to merge with Blizzard, that they would be able to bring in more players towards the Game Pass. But because they have failed to achieve that, at least statistically, it's not what they must have hoped. They're seeing it as a way that every game at Blizzard at least should be going down to about maintenance mode unless it's Call of Duty. Now, from what I'm understanding, the Call of Duty team has been reduced. There's still a lot of people working there, obviously, but they've still cut down on numbers. No team was exempt. I think just this morning I saw a tweet from even a Hearthstone developer. So it's been all over the place. I've been unable to gather everything because I myself, I'm just recording this last minute before I head out to work. I just wanted to keep you guys informed that what does this mean for the future of Overwatch, and it's not looking good. I think Microsoft have shown their booty cheeks with this. They care way too much about Call of Duty. They only see Call of Duty as their big money milking franchise. They don't see the potential in the other Blizzard IPs or even some of the other Activision IPs. And they're putting a lot of their eggs in the basket that, well, hopefully Call of Duty brings in more and more people to the Game Pass, which I do believe it will. I think it's a little bit silly that Xbox hasn't really, or in this case Microsoft hasn't really given enough time to first wait it out and see if people buy Game Pass when COD comes out, the new one. But they've jumped the gun. They've made their decisions. We don't know the exact reason just yet. I'm sure there'll be a report, and once there is a report, I will talk about it. But what does this mean for a lot of the Activision Blizzard games? Now, I cannot say too much for the other games because I'm not as into the deep side of the ocean as I am with Overwatch. But I think we've been seeing a lot of the signs on what this could possibly mean. Number one, I think everybody's been noticing that the Overwatch seasons have been getting quieter and quieter. There was a time where we once even got events. Now we're not even getting events. There was a time where we had unique collaborations with really, like, fun promotional material that actually led to one or another thing, and that's not happening. It's really sad. There's not even any proper esports promotion for Overwatch. It's really all over the place, and it does just kind of seem like they don't have the necessary money that you need, the big bucks that you need to actually be able to pull a lot of these things off. I fear that the future of Overwatch really is just going to be sad. It's gonna be like the most. I think Overwatch is gonna be always be that game that the potential was so unbelievably high, but it will never be achieved. So, what do I think is gonna happen to Overwatch? I think Overwatch will stay very much in its lane. I think everybody needs to start tempering and managing their expectations. I think for skins, you should start expecting more and more recolors, in order for them to meet their quota or deadline of, like, getting enough skins out in a season. There's like a lot of the seasons will literally just be reduced to just either one or two maps being released if we're lucky, and every other season a hero release. And who knows, maybe the hero releases might even get delayed. They might start doing it every third season, instead of every second season. So it's depressing. It's genuinely really saddening. There's a part of me that really, really dislikes what has happened with the Microsoft situation. There was a video I did a while back where I spoke about, Microsoft was supposed to really help Blizzard achieve new heights, and yet it just kind of is feeling like Microsoft is helping Blizzard achieve new lows. No matter how you want to look at it, getting rid of staff members, getting rid of team members just translates to one thing, is that we don't need you, all right? And we want to save money. That is what it is. I've done a bachelor's and a master's in business administration. It was a general degree. I understand what goes on within businesses and usually the philosophies of why they might be making a decision. For them to crack down for a second time onto, in this case, Activision Blizzard, like, like Microsoft cracked down upon them and their staff, and this time across the board instead of just one or two teams. This is basically Microsoft saying, like, we are disappointed from your games' performances. It is not meeting the quota. It is not meeting the bar that we wanted you to meet. Our expectations were this high, and none of your games, except maybe Call of Duty, are performing to this level. Now, to be fair, the way I view it as well is, well, if you want these expectations to be met, you need to start providing these teams, if anything, more team members and more money to be able to achieve that level of quality and that level of content greatness that you perhaps think you deserve. But honestly, Microsoft just feels like they're an entitled child, that they've come in, they believe they should be given everything on a golden plate. And now that they're not getting their food, they're picking up everybody else's food, chewing it up, not even swallowing it, and then spitting it out onto the face of the other people. It's absurd. It's absolutely absurd, because this is not how you save a franchise. This is not how you save an IP. This is not how you help games get better. And that is why I personally believe that I think the highest highs and the biggest achievements of Overwatch have already been achieved. This season that we have gotten, technically content-wise, was the biggest season we have gotten since last year, coincidentally around the same time, which was the Invasion season. And when we got the Invasion season, we even had PvE missions, so there was a lot of content. There was a lot of things to talk about. But unfortunately, when it comes to, at least, I'm an Overwatch content creator, I gotta talk about Overwatch. When it comes to Overwatch's future, it's just going to be so watered down now. It's going to be so weak now. What do we expect? Like, just honestly, all we really have that can count as content, even since map design and maps are so similar to one another now, in terms of in the ways that they're being designed and the way the gameplay works on them. Realistically speaking, the only real new content that we get to properly experience, like realistically speaking, is the heroes. And that's it. That's all we got in our game. It's actually saddening. And I believe Overwatch is now going to be left on maintenance mode. We were worried that it would take at least another year of Blizzard slowing down as a company to perhaps notice that, yeah, okay, our favorite games are being left on maintenance mode. Now, again, I can't speak for the other games, but I can definitely tell you for Overwatch, assuming that the tweets that I saw that were true, again, I couldn't find them in the morning. I was really short on time and I really needed to get ready for work. If everything that I've seen is true, and the whole culture at Blizzard right now is really negative and people are really upset, I don't think this spells for a good future for just any Blizzard game, but most importantly, Overwatch, because Overwatch has done their community and their people really dirty. And that's just not a developer's fault. It's like an everybody fault. It's an Overwatch fault. It's like everybody ever involved in Overwatch, they all contributed to it one way or the other. All right? I'm sure everybody had their own visions and on how they would get there and everything. But at the end of the day, Overwatch 2 is nothing but a shop update. It really is nothing but a shop update and the catch-up update of us missing out on 3 years worth of content when we went into kind of maintenance mode for the first game to make Overwatch 2. So we don't have anything that justifies the 2 in our sequel. We don't have like any hopes for the future other than, oh wow, we really are just a Barbie doll simulator now. All our game is a Barbie doll simulator. And I think that's personally really depressing. I hope that maybe there's a light at the end of the tunnel. I hope that perhaps Microsoft is cleaning up developers that they personally feel are not meeting their expectations, and they're going to bring in better and stronger talent, because we do know that they were hiring for newer talent. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to be keeping up with this as much as I can. If you guys have any extra information, please do let me know in the comments down below. I myself am very deeply interested to see what is going on. But honestly, like, my heart goes out from a personal level. My heart goes out to everybody that's been affected by layoffs. I've been there, man. I know what it's like not to have a job. Didn't have a job for the first 4 or 5 years of my adulthood life. It is not good. It is terrible for you, for your career, for your mental health. It is horrible. I hope that they're able to find new homes and hopefully better companies that treat them much better and enable them and finance them the way that they should. But it's clear that Microsoft just cares about their numbers, which is ironic because that's even what Overwatch Balance is, just caring about numbers. And numbers isn't always going to achieve what you want to achieve. You have to enhance the experience. You have to pay attention to the experience of what developers are doing and enhance them in where they need either new talent or additional help to make your vision come to life. And again, it just seems like Microsoft has put all their eggs in the Call of Duty basket, and a lot of other games are beginning to pay the price. But even some of the Call of Duty devs have paid the price. So it's like, it's just really saddening. I really want to hear your guys' thoughts below. Let me know, what do you think of the situation? Let me know, what do you think this means for the future of Overwatch? I personally think it really is going to be reduced to nothing but a Barbie doll simulator where all our favorite toys are going to get new costumes. And if we like them, we buy them. If not, it is what it is. My only hope and prayer now is really the only thing that can make Overwatch worth playing and fun, despite it having legitimately next to nothing now to offer to the consumers, because with every game competing for your attention and doing monumentally great things, I pray to God that Overwatch can at least make fun patches. That is all I ask now. I just make good, fun to play patches that are somewhat balanced. At least you can offer that, and you still have the best hero shooter in the market, at least for now. With that being said, I look forward to reading your comments. See you in the next video.